We about to get into an NFL mock draft on the boys. We about to cover picks 1 through 15 on them.
Okay, all right.
Action. About to just jump right into this, man. I need you to pull that sucker up for the boy. We about to hop right in. Here we go. Shout out the Draft Network for this mock draft.
Draftnetwork.com. Shout them out. I was looking around, searching around, trying to find a good one to make this video. This is by far the best option.
By far the best one. This is not our mock draft template. So Mock Draft Network, big shout out, about to use it right here. Like I said, cover picks 1 through 15. I'm going to go ahead and get us started here with the number 1 pick, 2021 draft. This is a gimme. They're going with that boy. Jacksonville Jaguars going with Trevor Lawrence. Like I said, especially after he just had his pro day not too long ago, there's no other pick to be made there. Obviously, this dude is the second coming, apparently, you know what I'm saying, since Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, and whatnot. I mean, this dude was NFL material in his freshman in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see his pro day highlights, too? He's out there slinging that sucker, bro. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Making great pinpoint shit. Showing the arm, showing the length. And he's got the hair, bro. I mean,
he's got the hair.
He really might be that guy. I cannot wait to see.
He really might be that guy. He's got the look. And like I said, obviously Urban Meyer coming to Jacksonville. I think a lot of players come this free agency. They got a lot of money to play where they're going to see what's happening in Jacksonville and come want to be a part of that. Brand new head coach, Trevor Lawrence in the cut. They're going to be on the up and up. Big shout out to Trevor Lawrence. Number 2 overall pick, my New York Jets. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Jets are going to pick Zach Wilson with this pick right here. The only reason I say that is about a couple days ago, there was some reports coming out of the Jets of the Jets wanting to get a full evaluation. They weren't going to make a decision on Sam Darnold until they got a full evaluation pro day from all these quarterbacks coming out of the draft. And here's my thing. If you're unsure about whether or not your guy is your quarterback, I think you just got to move on. Like I said, it's been 3 years of really shoddy play from Sam Darnold. And listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Zach Wilson. If you would have asked me a month ago, I would have said this is not the move. I'm just keep watching tape on this kid, brother, and I'm not going to lie. He's a pretty solid football player.
What he was able to accomplish, along with that BYU team, just being a smaller recruiting team, college in general, and just seeing the season that they had, it was incredible.
He was impressive, man. Like I said, he's got good size. He's
definitely earned a shot. Earned a shot.
Like I said, I kind of like his decision making. More than Sam Darnold's right now. Sam Darnold was very finicky coming out of college and whatnot with the turnovers and whatnot. And just the past 3 years of his career hasn't really been able to clamp down on that. And the only other reason I like Zach Wilson going to the Jets too is it's just a full reset at that position. You're going to now get about 4 to 5 years of not having to pay Zach Wilson, so you can use that cap space and build a championship caliber roster. So essentially, you're just hitting the timepiece on that. I do like Zach Wilson. I do like Sam Darnold, but I think it's just time. Let's bring on Zach Wilson, see what he can do. All right, number 3, we got the Miami Dolphins. To me, I think this one is a gimme too. I'm going with the number 1 receiver, I think, in this draft, and that's that boy Ja'Marr Chase out of LSU. Obviously sat out the 2020 season. Still, I still think, we got a couple other receivers we're going to talk about. But to me, this man is just a beast. Have 1,800 yards, 20 touchdowns that year. Him and Burrow was just magical. Like I said, 6'1". I think he's got a good body, good weight. And I just think Tua needs a weapon. If the Dolphins are going to roll all the way out with Tua, Ja'Marr Chase is going to be the guy. Give him a solid weapon.
He's that dude too, bro. He's going to be
that dude.
He's going to be catching them balls for sure.
Pair him up with Devontae Parker. Now, here's my thing with this number 3 pick. We're obviously not going to do it. I am dropping Ja'Marr Chase there. This is a position, though. This is a spot in the draft. I could see Philadelphia getting aggressive with trying to come up to this pick. Philadelphia has obviously proven many times before, come draft time, they are able to get very aggressive and willing to make some moves. Now, I only think that move happens if Philadelphia decides to look quarterback route, which I don't think is the move. I know you as a Philly fan. I think at this point would just rather them stick with Jalen Hurts, but I could see the Philadelphia Eagles pursuing this.
100% agree. I don't think it's a great idea for them to draft a quarterback, but we were talking a little bit off the air. Would not be surprised to see a Justin Fields, Mac Jones type draft going on here.
Definitely could try to see them moving up to that 3rd spot to try and secure that. That being said, at number 4 to the Atlanta Falcons, I got this man, Justin Fields, going right here. Like I said, the hype, I think originally it was obviously Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. That's kind of more shifted now to Zach Wilson being the second guy. But Justin Fields obviously had a great college career, great year this year with Ohio State. And I just see him going to Atlanta because, one, I like his play style. A lot of the stuff he does reminds me of an early Matt Ryan. And he's from Atlanta. I mean, this just makes sense to me. Nice. Bring him into Atlanta, let him sit behind Matt Ryan for a year. I think that would be great for Justin Fields. I think it would be great for the Atlanta Falcons to have this guy in the wing and learn from a very good quarterback. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. So to have Justin Fields sit behind him for about a year to learn and get accustomed to what's going on there, let the Falcons figure out some other shit they got to do. I really like Justin Fields at 4 going to the Falcons.
And, Justin Fields as a player just has to have that Ohio State quarterback chip on his shoulder, bro. Yeah. That's something we talk about all the time. It's like,
it really does.
We really are yet to see someone pan out. So for him to get an opportunity to go to Atlanta, who's got some great receiving weapons, they still got Julio. Calvin Ridley is on his way to being top 10 receiver in the league.
Yep.
And then play behind Matt Ryan, who's just been throwing touchdowns for how many years now? That could be an incredible situation for him.
I do like that pick for Atlanta. I think that's the way to go. Number 5 here with the Cincinnati Bengals. I got him taking Penei Sewell. Obviously tackle out of that Oregon. Obviously another guy who I think got lost in the fold here because he sat out the 2020 season. But you want to talk about a big body brother here that just moves other bodies for a living. This dude is a freight train. I do like Rashard Slater, too, as probably the second best tackle in this draft. I think Rashard Slater is a better player right now than Penei Sewell, but the Penei Sewell upswing, or what's the word I'm trying to say?
Like the hype, the momentum. For sure. I agree with you.
Penei Sewell is an absolute freak of an athlete at that tackle position, and obviously
talk about dudes with tape. This guy's got tape.
Talk about dudes with tapes, man. He be moving bodies around on that field, and obviously they just need bodies to protect.
You gotta. That's it. Plain
Joe Burrow is the guy, and so we need to protect him. All right, we're gonna go number 6 here, the Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, here's my thing. There's obviously 2 receivers on the board that I think make a lot of sense as well, but I'm going to go ahead and hit them with their second team need right here. I would love to see the Philadelphia Eagles take Kyle Pitts out of Florida at that tight end position. I say this because obviously Philadelphia has Dallas Goedert. I think that would be an amazing pairing between Kyle Pitts and Dallas Goedert, because what this situation reminds me of is Kyle Pitts to me is more of an X receiver. I take a look back. I heard someone, I think Bucky Brooks, shout out Bucky Brooks, make a comparison of the early 2000s Ravens when they had Shannon Sharp and Todd Heap, of how Todd Heap was the designated tight end guy, a la Dallas Goedert, and Kyle is just more of that X receiver, man. You can plug and play him at any spot on that field, slot, tight end, wide receiver, it doesn't matter. This dude is a playmaker. I watched a lot of Florida Gators games this year. I think it's just more of a safety option, really. Get a guy in here that I think would be just a huge playmaker for Jalen Hurts. This might be the most shocking one that I'll probably hit you with in this draft, but I'm a huge fan of Kyle Pitts, man. I think
I did not expect you to say that at all, to be honest. Philly needs one thing, and that one thing is a star receiver. We thought we were going to get that out of Jalen Reagor. Did not pan out. I do think he has a better season this year, but again, not going to be that star guy. We need that clear-cut number WR1, son. So
that's the only reason I do have him taking Pitts, is because of what we got to see last year.
Philly is classically offense. Their offense is classically ran through tight ends for sure. I mean, you saw Zach Ertz eat. I mean, you saw Brent Selleck eat. It's just a tight end place.
Bro, wow. Well, I just think, too, like you said, with Reagor and some of the younger guys we got to see last year with Philly, I think this would be maybe more of a pick Philly would be more willing to make, to let some of those receivers you already have try to get another chance at a shine, because they're not going to be a very good football team next year.
500 bring play, they really should draft someone on that offensive line. We just all know it's not going to happen. But they need that so bad.
So I do see wide receiver going there, but me personally, I like the Kyle Pitts there.
I like that. That's a great fit. You sold me on that.
Yeah, I like that for the Eagles. Number 7, Detroit Lions. I'm going to go ahead and go with this man, Micah Parsons out of Penn State. This is another guy that shot. Where's his name on there? You see him? Yep, I'm going to go Micah Parsons out of Penn State. Another guy sat out the 2020 season. And the only reason I'm kind of going here is obviously the trade we happened with Matt Stafford. Jared Goff, bringing on Jared Goff, going to be the new quarterback of that team. I think for right now, obviously Detroit it's going to be more of kind of a rebuilding stage. And I think for right now that some of the offensive stuff they have is pretty set. I think they're okay. I like this Micah Parsons pick because I think they just need an anchor on that defense. I think their offense proved a lot of times last year that they did pretty all right. And like I said, I'm not going to sit here and compare Jared Goff and Matt Stafford, but I think offensively they'll be able to do a bit more. So I think they need a couple weapons on this defense. They just got what's his name there? The cornerback last year. I'm blanking on his name with their first round pick. I think this year they go ahead and go defense again. Micah Parsons, get that secondary taken care of, get that front seven taken care of. And this dude's a beast, man. We're talking about athletic ability. This dude's fast. He's strong as fuck. And I think at this outside linebacker position, what makes him so good is honestly his ability to be in coverage. Like I said, he is such a great athlete for that Penn State team. But I think what really makes him a great player is his ability for coverage, man. I really like that. I love that pick for the Detroit Lions.
I wouldn't be shocked to see them go the offensive route here in the 7th pick. And just with that being said, the free agency, they may or may not lose Kenny Golladay. And along with just bringing in Jared Goff, like you're going to want to make your new quarterback happy. Maybe let's bring in some more bodies.
That is also a possibility, 100%. We're going to move on to number 8 here, the Carolina Panthers, who obviously there's some rumblings going around of this is one of Deshaun Watson's teams. He said he would accept a trade going to. I think if all that falls through, I still have the Carolina Panthers taking a quarterback here. I got them taking Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. I think right now the only reason they do make this decision is because how young overall this Panthers team is. And like I said, they have the offensive weapons between what they have at receiver, obviously get a full healthy year of Christian McCaffrey. I think obviously Teddy Bridgewater would start the year and whatnot and play as much as potentially they would look to go in a different route. But I don't think he's going to be the guy going forward. No shot at Teddy or not. He's not really that dude.
I agree with that.
I do like Teddy. So I think, they're going to bring in Trey Lance to potentially sit behind him for a little bit and just take a shot with a rookie, man. I think they're at the point. I don't think the Panthers have a lot to lose at this point. Obviously, if this Deshaun Watson thing could potentially happen for them, that'd be great. Like I said, I don't think the Panthers are going to be a team necessarily worth talking about for another 3 or 4 years. I think they have the players. Now we just need some time to let those boys cook up a little bit, get some experience. So I think they do take a shot with Trey Lance there. Fuck around, get themselves a quarterback.
Imagine they do acquire Deshaun Watson, though. Then you can draft, high caliber receiver here.
Well, they have to give up
that defense.
There's no way they wouldn't have to.
Oh, yeah. No, that is facts. You're 100% right.
So I just have them going there. If Deshaun Watson doesn't pull through, they're going to pull the plug on Teddy, and I think they go Trey Lance. But with the number 9 pick here, the Denver Broncos, I got them going Caleb Farley, cornerback out of Virginia Tech. The only reason I'm going with this pick is, again, kind of the same situation with the Lions. I think for the Denver Broncos' sake, I think their offense is going to be all right. The offense really shined at some points last year, between their receiver core, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, some of the receivers they had, or running backs between Melvin Gordon, Phillip Lindsay. I think they're going to be able to figure out. I do think Drew Lock is the deciding factor. Is whether or not this offense is really going to be able to go. But I got them taking Caleb Farley here this year because obviously last year they lost Chris Harris, went to the Chargers. So they're going to really look to try to fill up that cornerback spot again. And to me, this is the best cornerback in the draft. I think one of the better players
in the
draft, in all honesty.
This is a guy who in high school and a little bit of college on second team was a quarterback. Yeah. So he just has that knowledge. He knows, he can think like a quarterback, and it just comes a little bit more naturally to get those reads on defense. We all know it's a lot harder playing defense than his offense. So any little bit of edge you can get, any
little bit of edge you can get. I think this would be a very smart move for the Broncos. Get an anchor on that defense, somebody in the secondary that you guys can ride with for the next couple of years. So at number 10, I have who I think is the second best cornerback in this draft. I have the Cowboys taking Patrick Surtain the second this year, because this is kind of just the same thing. Last year, the offense for the Dallas Cowboys was not the problem. That defense really stunk up the joint. They obviously lost Byron Jones in free agency, went to the Dolphins. So they're going to get a guy to go ahead and try to anchor that secondary. Patrick Surtain, to me, is a baller, obviously coming from Alabama. His father was a football player, a really good football player at that. So he's just got that cut from that cloth. I just don't know. I like Patrick Surtain. I could maybe even see that 9 and 10 pick flipping, depending on what Bronco would like more. I just think the fit for cornerback for those two teams to me makes the most sense. That's where they need the most help, if you ask me. And I think Patrick Surtain can fuck around and get it done. So we're going to move on to number 11 here. I got the New York Giants taking Gregory Rousseau. Put him up there, man. Where are you at? You all the way down there? Where Gregory Rousseau at? Wow, where's the boy? There he is.
28th on TDN here.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm talking about an edge rusher here out of Miami. 2 reasons I like this pick for the Giants is, 1, that middle of the draft, the Giants love their linebackers, always have. The Giants always got themselves a linebacker or 2 on their team. And I like this kid, man. He's got good length, good strength, and he's very quick, solid edge rusher. You see that's one of the top needs they need this year. Obviously, they got Blake Martinez and whatnot, who's a huge addition for that team over the season. But like I said, I think next year, with getting Saquon back, I think they do look to make this pick because the offense is going to look a lot different. I think they can use some of their later picks in this draft to go ahead and bulk up what they need to on the offense. But I think this kid is too big to pass up. I think he's going to be a steal in this draft. I really like this kid out of Miami. I don't know. Great edge rusher. It's what they need. Front 7, baby. You got to take care of that. Yep. Gregory Rousseau, 11, going to the Giants. Number 12, here we got, I mentioned him earlier. I got Rashawn Slater going to the 49ers. The only reason I say this is I think the 49ers are going to end up running it back with Jimmy G. I think
they should give it a go. Let him try to recover. Let him try to do it again. I mean, they're honestly 1 season removed from the Super Bowl. I mean,
yeah, definitely. And my thing with this is, I mean, obviously I've had a couple takes on what I think about Jimmy G and whatnot. But just this Kyle Shanahan offense and how they're so run heavy. They obviously got Trent Williams last year. I think this is another guy that can just come in and fit that offense perfectly. Kyle Shanahan is going to look to run the ball and essentially just have Jimmy G game manage. And the only reason to do that is going to be able to bulk up this line. So I love this pick for the San Francisco 49ers. Bulk up that offensive line, get those running backs in there. And, hopefully on the defensive side, Nick Bosa, all those guys can stay healthy. They can potentially make another run at that chip. Here we go. This is going to be a crazy one because there's 2 names on this board I'm not really mentioning, and this is where they're about to drop. At number 13, going to the San Diego Los Angeles Chargers, got that boy Jalen Waddle out of Alabama going to the Chargers. Now, the only reason I like this,
I think he's gone by this point.
To who?
I don't know. He's just not going to be there, bro.
I don't know. I like Jalen Waddle right here to the Chargers. I think we made a video earlier talking about, besides Keenan Allen, I'm a big fan of Mike Williams.
Williams is a playmaker. He definitely is.
Playmaker, but those 2 guys are 2 bigger body guys. Obviously, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are definitely 2 bigger possession kind of receivers and whatnot. Jalen Waddle in here, dude, speed guy, bro, can cover a lot of ground on that field. I think that would be great. This could be a potential Tyreek Hill type situation for Justin Herbert, like he is for Patrick Mahomes. So I love me some Jalen Waddle right here. Obviously, this man, Devontae Smith ended up winning the Heisman, but this man, Jalen Waddle, before he got injured, was on pace to probably best those numbers. So I love Jalen Waddle out of Alabama, and I love this fit for him on the San Diego Chargers. I do think he drops just because of team needs. I don't see any of the teams above us besides potentially the Eagles if they don't decide to go the route I said, look to go wide receiver. But with that being said, at number 14, I'm about to hit you with some shit. I got the Minnesota Vikings back-to-back first-round picks, taking a wide receiver. Minnesota Vikings about to take Devonta Smith out of Alabama. This might sound crazy.
Imagine adding that to that roster.
They just took Justin Jefferson last year with the first pick, who obviously turned out to be a phenomenal player. Dude's going to be a stud. The only reason I like this pick is because obviously futures are uncertain with Kirk Cousins. But I think this guy, if Kirk Cousins has another year or 2 left in the gas tank, Devonta Smith's going to be a perfect guy to bring in this rotation. Obviously, you have a aging Adam Thielen in the cut, who's still a great wide receiver. But could you imagine a Devonta Smith, Justin Jefferson 1-2 combo over the next 5 to 10 years? I think this would be crazy. I know it might sound crazy that Devonta Smith and Jalen Waddle slipped to 13 and 14, but I really don't think it's that crazy when you sit down and look at this list I put together based off team need. I could see those picks interchanging, though. Like I said, Devontae, possibly the Chargers, pretty much, I think, whoever's available and what the team needs more. I just think Devontae Smith would fit this phenomenally. The Vikings obviously do have a lot of other things they have to get figured out. But if Devontae Smith is sitting there at 14, I think the Vikings would pick up that phone and be like, let's make this happen, dude. That'd be one of the best two wide receiver combos I think we'd see in a minute.
That would be incredible.
That would be incredible. I want to see that happen. I do think he honestly will be sitting there at that pick. So we're about to go over the last pick in this draft here, number 15, the New England Patriots. I got them taking this boy. You're probably going to have to find him. I got them taking J.C. Horn, cornerback, my boy there. Where are you at? Out of South Carolina. The only reason I like this pick a lot, I was going to go ahead and go with Mac Jones here at this pick. I do think – that's probably about the only other decision I'd make. I think the Patriots actually might pull a surprise or a scoop, at some point over this free agency or the draft to figure out the QB position. I don't think they look at the draft. That is just not what Bill Belichick does. If you think about it, they just don't do that. He's going to go ahead and draft a guy in the 4th or 5th round, if anything. That's just what they do. That's what they've done for the past 20 years. So I don't think they make a flashy pick with going ahead and get Mac Jones. I think Bill Belichick wants to figure everything out first and then go ahead and look to the cornerback or to the quarterback. But the only reason I have them taking J.C. Horn with this pick is honestly because I think we're going to see the end of the cornerback they have right now in Stephon Gilmore, who's
for sure
the player of the year. I think they are going to go ahead and move on from him. So you're going to have to look to refill that position. And J.C. Horn, to me, is the 3rd best corner in this draft, obviously out of South Carolina. Dude can fly around the field. And so I like this pick. So granted, like I said, I could see where a lot of people right here at this pick will go ahead and potentially make that Mac Jones jump. It just doesn't seem like the Bill Belichick thing for me. At the end of the day, I cannot see Bill Belichick making that move. It just doesn't make sense. But I don't know. So I think that's a safe pick for the Patriots. Bill Belichick loves him some defense, obviously loves his cornerbacks. I think they might get some capital depending on what they do with Stephon Gilmore, and potentially could use that to maybe package something to try and go ahead and make a pursuit for one of those quarterbacks. But to me, that pick makes sense, man. What you think about my mock draft, son? I think I just murdered that.
I like everything you said here. The only one that gets me is I'm super confident Eagles will not go tight end here. It's going to be quarterback or receiver. But besides that, bro,
what do we like more than Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith?
Me personally, I would rather have Devonta Smith, just a Heisman winner and just a couple extra inches on Jalen Waddle. And Jalen Waddle's more the speed guy, and we already have that in Jalen Reagor. That boy might not have crazy stats, but he can fly.
Already got a big boy, Alshon Jeffrey.
No, they didn't. They just released that bum-ass player finally. So, I don't know. I think Devonta Smith is a much better fit into that receiver core.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I just, in a way, I that's why the only reason I went Kyle Pitts there was because I think he just covers that. Like I said,
what you said made total sense.
I know his position's first tight end, but to me, that dude is just anywhere on the offense. That guy's a playmaker. I think I nailed this draft, especially my 1 through 10. If I nail those picks come draft time, somebody got to send me like $1,000. I'm pretty sure I just fucking nailed that. Obviously, some trades might slip in there. Whatnot. So we'll kind of see what happens going there forward. Obviously, still is a QB carousel going on right now. Obviously, Russell Wilson, Sam Darnold potentially in that mix too. Obviously, depending on what the Jets do, Deshaun Watson. There's still some shit to be had. But that is my mock draft right now. The Meat Pack Draft 1 through 15 got it covered. Be sure to hit y'all with some more mock drafts, do a little more research, watch a little more film, come back to y'all if we think anything's changed. But that's it for that right there.